Welcome to World Traveler Cooking, where we cover interesting foods and interesting cuisines from around the world. Now, from outside Germany, two things that do not come to mind when you think of German food is vegetarian food or lasagna. Interestingly enough, both of these are represented here. I'm not quite sure where I put my, oh yeah, here are my lasagna noodles. So, today we are going to make a German vegetarian Sauerkraut lasagna. Now, this is sometimes considered to be a German-Italian dish, but the fact of the matter is that there are lasagna-like dishes from all around Europe dating back into the Middle Ages. The idea of layering boiled strips of dough with other things is relatively simple, and so it may be that, you know, it spread very early and has eventually naturalized in a bunch of different places. We've already covered the Lithuanian equivalent. This one is a little closer to the Italian versions, but also a bit different. It's also worth noting that while this is a vegetarian dish, there are also non-vegetarian versions that include things like bacon. So, enjoy. Our ingredients include a bit of olive oil for sauteing, 1 onion. The recipe I'm going from suggested 2 shallots, but you can also use 1 onion. Most other recipes use 1 onion. We're going to add 2 red bell peppers. Note that many recipes don't add the red bell peppers, and they make it non-vegetarian by adding bacon. Up to you. Juice of 2 lemons. A couple tablespoons of tomato paste. And 1/2 kilogram of sauerkraut. We will top it with, of course we have our lasagna noodles. We have, we'll top it with some grated cheese and some butter. So, let's go ahead and get started. So, you can use a skillet here or a saucepan. I'm going to use a saucepan just because the one real requirement is that it has a lid. And we're going to start sauteing our onions. And we're just going to saute these until they are translucent. Now that the onions are translucent, we are going to stir in our peppers. Oh crap, I'll be back in a moment. And I will squeeze in the lemons. And, of course, the sauerkraut. Once I stir this in, it looks like my saucepan is getting rather full. I'm just going to set it on for about 5 minutes. And then we will be done with this part. So after 5 minutes, I've taken the lid off. I was cooking it under the lid for 5 minutes. I'm going to season with some salt, maybe a teaspoon or so. Grind some pepper over the top to taste. And I'm going to be generous today because it is nice German food. And in goes our sour cream. I think I forgot to mention this in my ingredients, but there is 200 grams of sour cream. And I'll stir this up, and then I'm just going to set it aside while I wait for the lasagna to cook. So today I am using pre-cooked lasagna, so about half of these. So I'm going to layer lasagna and sauerkraut. And when I get done with this, I'll finish on a sauerkraut piece. I'm going to go ahead now and spread shredded cheese on top. Now we can add a little bit of butter on top, a few little chips here and there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it for half an hour or more, and then bring it out to toast a little bit. And will you look at that? That looks absolutely delicious. I'm going to take a few photos and then we'll do a taste test. And now for the taste test. So I was afraid that this would be very sour because of the amount of lemon juice used, but I think it's actually really pleasant. It is, however, a bit hot. So maybe it's better to let it sit for a few minutes before eating it. The flavors are really interesting. The peppers go really, really well with the sauerkraut. You get this really sort of well-rounded vegetable flavor to it with the cheese on top. It's actually really, really pleasant. Now, sometimes people substitute bechamel for the sour cream. That could probably also be really good. And oftentimes in those cases they will add bacon to it also. So you could do a bacon bechamel sauerkraut lasagna, and that would definitely be within the same genre. So, this is actually really good. It's again an indication of how versatile German cuisine actually is. So yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube or Patreon, recipe is in the description. At any rate, if you have anything to say about this video, love to hear from you. Please like, share, and subscribe. Bon appetit. See you next week.